Hello everyone, this is the self-awareness exercise for the week of June 8th, or when you hear it and it resonates. Just a little heads up, as of next week I'm going to start giving daily 3-card spreads, so for those of you who are interested, keep an eye out for them. Now, this week the 3 cards that we've got are Surrender or Giving Up, Humor, and Have No Opinion. So let's read through them and see how you might apply them. Surrender is an active state in which we remain engaged in the awareness of the situation. It's a softening into the reality as is, not resisting what is. It's allowing that it might change without being attached to the possibility that it will. Giving up is the equivalent of saying, I'm done, it's over. It takes you out of the flow of circumstances. Giving up is not neutral. There are usually some pretty strong emotions behind it and often contains a whole lot of resistance. So this is a thought we're being asked to consider this week. Just let it roll around and see how it shows up. It might show up in your experience. It might show up in stories or books that you're reading or in the people around you. And just notice what the different feeling quality of that is. Because surrendering is, again, as it says, active, and it gets you out of resistance. And when you're in that state, you can see more clearly because your nervous system isn't contracted and tight. It's in flow, and that's when you're going to start noticing your intuition better. The energy you're being asked to embrace as a deliberate intention, a deliberate attitude, is humor. Humor in its highest form is kindly, not sarcastic. It has a generous quality, able to see absurdities. Absurdities, incongruities, and paradoxes with a light heart, ready to find mirth and fun in them. Because it's gentle, it helps us to see the truth behind things that might otherwise create defensiveness. Look for the humor in all situations. Take a light attitude towards everything you see today, especially if it's contentious. And that's interesting because the fact that it's referring contentiousness could really, really easily link back to the giving up. Okay, so there's that if you want to take a screenshot. Now, the actual activity you're being asked to apply in order to let these thoughts and this energy have some kind of place to work around is this: have no opinion. Today, refrain from offering any opinions or suggestions, even when asked. What possible other options are there, and how do they affect the dynamic of the conversation? How can you do this and still manage to fulfill your commitments? How do you feel in this position? What relief or discomfort services? Does it highlight any patterns of behavior or you in others? So that's really interesting too, because if you want to apply humor energy to this, one of the things that you might be noticing is opinionated people showing up in your life, or you becoming opinionated and feeling opinionated about things. Or again, if you're in a position of work or any kind of situation where it is part of your role or part of your function to give an opinion on something, how are you going to apply that? How can you do your job in a case like that without trying to steer it in one direction or another? So that could be really interesting. I think the way I probably will apply this to my life is really exactly what you've just said. I'm going to look at, I can already feel myself all those times that I want to say something about somebody and tell them really what they should be doing. In fact, it's none of my business. And not only is it none of my business, I'm not inside their head. So I don't know what's right for them. I don't care how intuitive or psychic I am. It's their experience. So this is asking you to really look at how you engage with other people. Where's your ego? Because that's really very much about ego, I think. Where's your ego in any of these situations? And I think best of all, it's like, okay, laugh at yourself. I like this energy a lot when it comes to these self-awareness exercises because, again, it's that ability to really laugh at those qualities that come up for us. And often what I'll do is I will imagine it as a caricature. If I see myself as a cartoon or a caricature in any of these situations, what's the image that comes to mind? And that often will help you get in touch with the feeling associated with it. Again, because it's light, it's humorous. So it's easier for you to see into it rather than be pushed back by it. So I'm going to leave you with that. Surrendering or giving up. Notice what that's like and how it comes up. Humor. And have no opinion. And you know, this is so tricky. I have to say this because now I'm getting a nudge here. The surrender or giving up and the have no opinion, at this time in our history on this planet, it's so difficult to have no opinion. And in fact, we do need to have opinions. It's the only way that we can understand what we stand for. In the process of that, can we appreciate some of the comedians and some of the people who are helping us look at things through a funny lens and appreciate them for the truth that that brings? And can we allow that to take us into a place of surrender rather than giving up? Because surrender doesn't say you don't do anything. Surrender means you see something as it is. And from that place of staying in flow, that's when you get to decide what kind of opinion you really have about it. Okay? That's another turn. I leave you with that. Have fun and keep an eye out. Hopefully this is going to start next Tuesday. But if not, I promise you, one day next week it will be there. Take care. Much love.